Hi guys, T here in my pajamas, here to answer some of your questions with another episode of the Mailbag. I've printed out a bunch of questions that you guys had, and I'm here to answer them. So, let's go ahead and get started. From Ninja Kirby, with Season 5 coming up soon, does that mean a new opening for D&D Stories? I really liked the one for Season 4. Yes, with all of the WTFU stuff going on, which is the where's the fair use... Hi, Titan. Where's the fair use controversy going on, I'm trying to get away from using footage from other things for D&D Stories at the very least. I know I have my own music, but things are getting a little scary, so I'm looking for an animator. I'm looking for... I've got some stuff up for my credits. I found another guy to do music. His name is Discord, because Mike's kind of retired from music for the moment, and it's been months and months. So I've got a new intro song coming, and I've got Bree, my fiance, already doing something for the credits sequence, and I just need to find an animator to do the intro. Just because all this where's the fair use stuff is getting really scary. I'm sure you've seen the Nostalgia Critic and a whole bunch of the big guys talking about it. Well, they're stepping up for the little guys like me, so I'm trying to take every precaution. So yes, there will be a new intro that is hopefully all original stuff. So it only took me 120 some odd episodes to get one, but you get what I mean. Also from Ninja Kirby. Sorry. Also from Ninja Kirby. Great work, T. I have been toying around with creating a campaign similar to your Haunted Hotel one. That is probably my favorite story you have done, and watching it for the first time helped inspire me to become a DM 3 to 4 years ago. I'm not sure that video is that old. But any tips for making a cryptic journal? I do what's called the pairing sequence, Ninja Kirby. For every important tidbit of information that's in the journal itself, and you need to make a physical journal, otherwise it doesn't really matter. Even if you just tape pieces of paper and fold them in half and then staple them in the middle and call it a journal, that's fine. You need a physical prop. For every important tidbit of information you have in there, you need a physical, quote-unquote, counterpart. So if, say it's the hotel. If he's complaining about how much water is getting into the root cellars, then, in the journal, whenever the players visit the root cellar or the wine cellar or whatever, there needs to be, water on the floor. Or if he's constantly complaining about that one jiggly doorknob for room 107, room 107 could be missing its doorknob because it's been jiggled too much. Or just little things like that. And that can go for puzzles, that can go for complaints, that can go for events that have happened. You need to have evidence. If he talks about it in the journal, make sure there's evidence of it in the setting, in the campaign, in the hotel, whatever it happens to be. Pair everything up and it'll make sense. Which is how you can drop hints for puzzles or combination locks or where things are hidden. In case of my death or disappearance, I put X in Y location. You okay, Titan? Things like that. So, just pair things up, and it'll go a little more streamlined. From Cole Duguid, from Cole. What will happen next season? Is there a next season? Yes, there is a next season. We're going to be reviewing the Darkfall series, which is the series that made me start out as a DM and a storyteller, and actually inspired the Haunted Hotel game, so these are kind of running together. Darkfall the Journal, Darkfall Lights Out, and Darkfall Lost Souls, even though Lost Souls sucks. But we're going to review it anyway. So that's going to be in Season 5, because it's very important to me. I hope to continue Ocean Rim. I hope to keep working with the guys at Tabletop Terrors and with Mike the Piper and Cassie, because I saw their video of everybody at that barbecue which you can find at Tabletop Terrors Facebook, of just 5 or 6 different YouTubers and their wives and girlfriends, and I was super, super jealous. So I'm trying to stay in with the cool kids, so maybe something cool will happen to me. But seriously, a couple of them are from Florida, some of them are from this state, some of them from that state, and seeing them all in one place was kind of mind-blowing for me, so I'm trying to stay social, because that's one of my weaknesses as a YouTuber, is not reaching out to enough people. So now that I have made friends, I need to stay friends. I'm planning a one-shot for everybody that was in the Ironheart of Innis campaign, called The King's Road, or The King's Arm Road, which should be a one-shot. It could be a two-parter, I'm not sure. All of them are super busy running several games at the same time, so jumping into another game with me is probably beyond most of their time constraints. But I'm hoping to have a one-shot or a two-parter with them, which should be super cool. So yeah. I want to look at the D&D cartoon from the 70s or 80s, or whatever it was. I think it was the 80s. The original D&D cartoon. It had like 26 episodes and stuff like that, and review that. I want to look at a couple of board games that are D&D related. I need to look at some D&D arcade games. There's a bunch of like other medium stuff that I want to do. Not just like sitting D&D stories, but like reviews. There's like 5 or 6 D&D movies. Did you know that? Everybody knows about the first one and how much it sucked, and that was just Hollywood trying to cash in on D&D. But there's actually like 5 or 6 relatively good D&D movies. There's one based on the book of Vile Darkness, and it sucks, but it's got everything that's in the book in it, so they tried really hard. With the Warcraft movie coming up, we all know there's a mounting interest in high fantasy, so if only they could make a D&D movie that didn't suck. From blank blank, do you have games planned already? Yes, I just talked about that. Are you going to continue the Ocean Rim story with people that actually show up? I hope so. No pressure, just a fan geeking out. Yeah, blank blank, the hard thing about Ocean Rim is freaking getting people that will show up and continuously show up, because I've thrown several contests for one-shots, and I wanted to keep Andrew. I wanted to keep Fudo Padclaw so much, but he decided to bow out on his own. I would have had a few more episodes of Fudo the Bullet Slayer, but he bowed out, and then I lost track of I think his name was Matt, but he played the scholarly character. I forgot his name already. God, I feel awful. But Ocean Rim has lain dormant for some time, so I do need to get back to that. From Magicite, hey T, ever think of attempting to cover creation of new classes or races? No, I am awful at balancing things, and if I were to create a race, it would probably be for a specific purpose, like, wow, that race makes really good paladins, wow, that race would make really good rogues, etc., etc., and I wouldn't be thinking about enough of the history, enough of the culture, without it sounding like something else, because we've got dwarves, we've got elves, the dozens of breeds of elves, and peoples that are just from all walks of life, and there's so many, and I have the advanced race guides, and Ultimate Intrigue is getting ready to come out for Pathfinder, so that'll be more roguish stuff and more nobles and court intrigue stuff that's going to come up, and things like that. So I don't have the interest, and I don't have the skill to do such a thing, no. From As the Gamer Za, can you do a video about role-playing in MMORPGs? I did. It's the Tale of the Hawk Totem Tribe, which is the beginning of Season 3 of D&D Stories, I think. It's like a 4-part story describing a lot about role-playing in when I was playing Warcraft. So There's plenty of stuff in there, and it's like 3 hours long, I think. So brace yourself, or pull up your own MMO or your own game if you want to listen to all that, because it's really long. From Dylan Umbenhauer. You should do a video on monsters and monster placement. Well, I could, but that's a really broad topic. Like, I could show how to do boss battles or how to do ambushes or things like that, but that's a very broad topic to do videos on. I could try, I could do more, I guess, 101 videos, like I did with Lighthouses 101 and Taverns 101 and stuff like that. I could do boss battles 101 and monster ambushes 101. That could be fun. Okay, I'll put it on my list, Dylan. From DJ Meow Mix. Hey T, this is a weird video idea, but what if people sent in characters, you would review them and say if you would play that character or not? Just an idea. Well, it's hard to review a character because what I think is a good character and what somebody else thinks is a good character is completely different. Hi, Titan. Is completely different, and I don't want to rain on anybody else's creative parade. I mean, yeah, if you're playing in a campaign where you have to go collect elemental crystals from the 4 dragons of the 4 compass directions, then yeah, I'm going to poke fun at you. But otherwise, it depends entirely on their creative ability, like how strong are those muscles, or how long they've been playing the game. Like, I've never played a fighter or a barbarian. So any fighter or barbarian I ever create will be a very basic cookie-cutter setting because I have no experience to make anything different from the norm. Or, somebody with 30 years of D&D experience could make a barbarian bard who, everything in life that's good starts with B, beer, blowjobs, and bragging rights, and could make a very interesting character, whereas I wouldn't have any capacity to do anything like that because I've never played or tried to make a character like that. So as a teacher, as somebody who went to school to be a teacher, judging somebody who you don't know, like, their level of involvement, intelligence, or skill with the craft, you don't want to be too harsh with them, and you don't want to praise them too much. You need to help them change and grow based on what they already know. And I wouldn't be able to do that based on just a character sheet. So it sounds interesting to, have you guys send in character sheets and me look at them and go, oh, no, that's neat and stuff like that. But I'd probably come across like a jerk, and I don't want to do that because I like my watchers. Let's see. From Dark Gauge. Hey T, do you ever plan on doing a subscriber D&D campaign where you pick so-and-so amount of people and we do a couple sessions and then post it like the Dawn Forged cast did that one time? Ooh. We do not speak of Dawn Forged cast. I'm sorry. Those of you with your ear to the ground know what I'm talking about. I try not to be anywhere near that, and nor emulate anything he's done. For those that don't know, Dawn Forge Cast is a channel roughly 10 times the size of my own with a rather colorful history that I would rather not be any part of. So, it does sound like an interesting idea. And I've tried doing that, running contests and picking... Are you having fun, Titan? He's playing with one of his toys over there, sorry. You mean like running a contest and picking 4 people? Well, I've done that many times, and the groups tend to fall apart really fast. Because over the internet, you can't hold anybody accountable. The only reason I played with Tabletop Terrors is because they have a lot of legitimacy behind them, and the people that they hang out with are not titans of the industry, but you know what I mean. I could hold them accountable by their reputation, by their devotion to the hobby, whereas picking up a group of strangers has not worked out well for me. Many, many times has not worked out well for me. Titan, knock it off. And finally, from the Fox of Pirate Cove, any recommended tower defense games? I liked Kingdom Rush. Evil Defenders was okay. The Road to Canterlot was pretty good if you like ponies. Would you quit? Yeah, I'm looking at you. What else have I played? A lot of the ones that I played were on Newgrounds. They were on Surefire. They were on Good Old Games. I'm trying to think of any that are on Steam, but Kingdom Rush is the gold standard for tower defense games. It's so good. It's perfectly balanced. There's a lot of maps, a lot of achievements, a lot of things like that. You know, I really, really loved Kingdom Rush, and I was so disappointed when I found out that they'd rather follow the money and make all their sequels on mobile devices and make none of them on PC or adapt them to Steam. So Kingdom Rush is the gold standard that I stick to, even though I'll never see any of the sequels. Because my phone is one of the old flip phones. You know, it makes calls. It doesn't have the internet. If I carried the internet in my pocket like some of these people do, I'd never get anything done. So I promised myself I would never get a smartphone until like there were no more flip phones left, and I had to get one. Trying to think of any other tower defense games. Tomb of Tyrants is kind of a tower defense game because you're trying to keep all the heroes away from yourself. I did a review on that. But yeah, I guess those are the only ones. Kingdom Rush, Tomb of Tyrants, Evil Defenders, and The Road to Canterlot, or The Defense of Canterlot, whatever it is, if you like ponies, which maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it's a really solid tower defense game. What else? Trying to think if there's any like news updates I should be talking about. I'm playing Fight the Dragon right now, which you can find on Steam, and I'm on the fence on whether I like it or not. So fighting a dragon with 1,000,000 HP is certainly something to do a review of. I'm also looking at Racketeer, which is about running your own item shop in an RPG setting. That's kind of cool. I'm also looking at A Wizard's Lizard, and don't take that the wrong way. It's another roguelike. I really need to get away from all these roguelikes because I'm not fond of the genre, but they keep popping up because they're cheap and they're fun for X amount of time until it actually comes down to the time to beat them, and then they stop being fun because I never win. You never win. You just get a little bit better every time, Titan. Here, take your mouse. Go get it. No progress on Toxica thus far. I know I mentioned I was going to be working on a sequel or same universe novel to go after Cyranox the Feared. Toxica the All-Knowing has, I think, a chapter and a half done right now, but it's not been edited, it's not been looked at. I've not been sitting and writing like a good boy. I just recently got my first full-time job that pays good money, so I can pay all my bills and still have stuff to put away for savings. So I've been working a lot, which I know is something you hear a lot and you probably don't care about, but it's a nice step up towards being the responsible adult that I'm supposed to be, being 28, but whatever. It leaves less time for me to sit for an entire rainy afternoon and type away, because I work for 8.5 hours every weekday, and then I spend time and then I do a YouTube video on Saturday, and I spend all day with Bree, my fiance, on Sunday. So it leaves a lot less time to actually sit and do creative things unless I go out of my way to be by myself in my office, door closed, focused on the one thing, not clicking on the internet and watching Tabletop Terrors or Fistful of Dice or Dungeon Master Johnny anybody else that's doing D&D stuff, and just kind of focusing. It's very hard for me to sit and focus on writing when there's so much going on. So I'm doing my best, I promise. I'm just, I've got a bunch of little games that I want to review. Wizard's Lizard, Fight the Dragon, etc., etc. And I need to get back to writing on Toxica the All-Knowing. What else? Thank you guys for the YouTube support, by the way. I'm still making like little checks every month, and I've been buying groceries with those. I'm so happy with that, that I can make money out of this freaking hobby of mine. We passed 6,000 subscribers a while back, so that's extra cool. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. No, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's enough out of me. I need to get back to work and actually produce some stuff. So if you have any suggestions for Monster Spotlight, if you have any suggestions for small Steam games you'd like me to cover, if you just want me to focus on writing, let me know in the comments below this kind of stuff you'd want to see. Like I said, my next D&D game is going to be in March, unfortunately, so it's going to be a little ways off, and I'm working on the entirely original intro and credit sequence so that the folks that are scaring a lot of the YouTubers that are coming up with, where's the fair use campaign right now, I'm trying to make myself small, keep my head down, and not attract any unwanted attention from the powers that be. So I'm trying to get entirely original music, entirely original content, etc., so that I don't get hit with fines or YouTube strikes or whatever it happens to be. So I'm working hard to not get in trouble or not have to fight these people for months on end for some bullshit that comes my way. So wish me luck. If you'd like to help as far as the Where's the Fair Use stuff, go to D&D Stories Facebook. I've linked a video by Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, somebody I greatly look up to, who talks in depth about the Where's the Fair Use campaign. Please spread the word. Please be aware of what's going on right now, and it would really help me out a lot too. So click that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. So keep gaming.